Hey everybody, it's Steve at 1000 Year Homes. If you take a listen to me, you'll see that I'm still under the weather. But you know, a house won't build itself, so I'm playing hurt. Playing for hurt. But looky here, I'm getting there on this cliff. I don't know, again, a B-. I've never ever done this before, so I'm way out of my water. So if you've tuned in to see how to build a cliff, you're only going to get a version of how a novice do-it-yourselfer was building a cliff. But, you know, so far so good, right? There's a cliff forming up behind me. I'll call it a bridge buttress, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to imitate the local cliffs that are around here, the Red Rock Cliffs. This isn't too bad. I wouldn't want to hit it, you know, with a fork truck or something and bang it in. It's not cured yet. It hasn't had a couple of days. I'm going to continue on wrapping around. Yesterday taught me a few things. One, mixing it on the ground. I got some clay mixed up in there. I wasn't able to control the water and a sand mixture. Nor was I really able to control even how much red went into it. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to wrap around. My goal today is to make it to this top and to physically put the deck in there and then make it to the last row where I'll be putting in the concrete when I get around to it. So, and that will be shortly. So I'm hoping to get this all done today. Again, I'm having problems with breathing is mostly what's going on. I think of bronchitis maybe. Pneumonia maybe. Not a lot of energy either. So, but again, the house doesn't build itself. One of the downsides of being a self-builder is you don't get a break. You know, if you do, then nothing gets done. So let me go ahead, put you on stop motion here while I do this. A couple of things yesterday. I wish I would have wet that all down before I started. So today I'm going to wet it all down and mix up the mud, wet that down, apply it so it sticks, and get all the way done down that side. Then I'll go back around the other side, build the shelf on the other side. So without further ado, let me go ahead and put you on stop motion. Well, this is my build journal, so I keep track of my own self on here. So for self, note to self, don't even bother building on the floor. I did that because I saw the Romans did that, but I'm going to guess that the floors they used, they probably prepped. There's probably lime down on it, packed, and, you know, they probably made a bowl. That's what I'm going to guess what they did. And, you know, so they just weren't tromping in the mud. You know, they're sophisticated people, and I should have realized that. Anyway, I thought I could save time mixing it on the dirt. I can't. It's much easier to mix it in a wheelbarrow. I could control everything then. This particular batch I made a little wet, so the next batch I'll make just right. It's going to need a little extra time to dry. I don't know if it's going to dry the same color red as the rest of it, but this is okay. Now, you can see the stones there. Look at the stones. They're more of an orange cast, like that. Some of them are this color. Some of them are that color. But at least the ones that catch my eye are more of an orange cast. There's a few of them that are brown, like this. So this will do. Now, what made that oranger? I don't know. Probably copper or something else that I'm not adding. So anyway, we'll let this cure. I'm going to go around to the other side, mud that up, see if I can get all the way up to the cliff, and call that a day. If I get all the way done on that side, I'll feel good about getting this done, considering I'm under the weather. A lot easier to work with this when it hasn't sat around for a while. My first batch was mighty used. Been in the rain. Been sitting out here for a while. This is a dream to mix instead. Look, I got a winter bumblebee keeping me company. Look, everybody, I got a winter bumblebee keeping me company. That's nice, isn't it? Probably come to eat my bridge up. Bet you that's a carpenter bee. I'll leave them be. Get it? I'll leave them be. Well, let's see. Almost there. Let's see if this is going to stick. Well, I've been editing out quite a bit of the mixing time because you get bored. I got bored editing it. Apologies again for the voice. I'm still not feeling under the weather. I called a doctor, my doctor, and of course the doctor I had was gone, and new doctors, and they can't get me in for 2 weeks. I said, well, this is bronchitis, so I'll have to drive 60 miles away to urgent care. But that's the downside of building off-grid, and I'm not, on an island or up on a mountains. I'm in a community. There's people. I'm not way out nowhere, but all my city services and everything I can live on is pretty far away. So, but getting back here to the narration here on what's going on here. So there's a slight shelf that I put in deliberately so that I could put that row of stone in. I thought I could stick stone here and there and make it look okay, but the earth bags, this hyper adobe is packed down real tight, and so I couldn't snake a stone in, so I had to build on that ledge. It's working out. You can see that I'm starting to put the color stripe in there from the sand that I dug out of the ground. The clay is the flat brown that I'm adding into the gray, and it's getting a slight red tint into the gray. I mean, it's okay. There's stones that look like that, and there's cliffs that look like that around here, and then there's that oranger color that I'm getting in there. So I'm getting a pretty good system going on here for mudding. But after it's still wet, I'm jamming that earth in there, and I don't know how long it'll stay or not. Really not very concerned. This isn't probably how I'll do the house. I don't know. Maybe I would do it this way. It's a pleasing color to me, that red, ochre, red, umber. I enjoy it. It's a soothing color for me. I'm not opposed to it. Stark white would make me stand out. Be hard on the eyes if I went out on the porch to rest. But if I mixed in that earth, it might just flake off and cause all kinds of dirt problems. I don't know. A dye would be more practical. If I used white, this is what I've got is a scratch coat. It was $9 a bag, and the white top coat that I could add dye to was $30 a bag. And so, it was a no-brainer for this operation. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm a novice. I'm a smart novice. I know how to work with concrete, and really mortar, concrete, stucco, it's all the same stuff. It's just in different ratios, more sand, less aggregate, more lime, etc., etc., etc. So the earth hyper adobe, man, I really dig this stuff. It is really, really good. If I had put in a richer mixture of concrete, it would have been harder, and therefore the bags would have even been better for me. But this is working out just fine.
I mix it up. Look at the sunshine right there. That really shows you the color. That's going to look really nice. So it was an overcast, rainy day. So that was as much rain as it got. Well, I do dump each earth bag now before I put concrete on it, stucco. In the time lapse, you can't tell, but after I mix the stucco, if it's a little wet, I'll leave it sit for a while and let it cure up. Uh, I should have added more to this. It's a little soupy. This mix right here is a little soupy. You want it more of a oatmeal kind of a vibe, and this is again more of a wet slump. But I'm making it work by pressing it real hard against the mesh, and then making sure I go around each bag and let the bag have the tooth, and grab the stucco and press it on. When I get to the top of the bag, I'm going to pour concrete on the top, right? So I'm grinding it in and trailing it off, feathering it off, because I'll be coming back over the top with another layer of mortar and stone, getting that all in there.
Well, that completes my day 2 of trying to make this side look like a cliff. Let's see how close I got. Earlier I'd given myself a C- or a D. Not too bad. It's got the regular intervals of different colors. That's good. I've got a rock face there, and then when I pour the top, I'll make sure I get it all, cover the top with that sand that's native, and lay big stones in here, and that ought to sell the total illusion. And then I'll concrete that wooden framework of that Archimedes bridge, paint those posts, get everything straight and level. Look at that. See, I even found some 6x6 knob posts that'll make that look great. All right, I'm pretty happy. I'm convinced as the rain comes and washes over that, it'll look pretty good. Both sides look all right. Under the bridge where the trolls hide, that's not half bad. Go visit this side. This side's not half bad. All right, well, I don't know how much water it'll resist, right? But that's just clay behind it, so even if it saturates through, I'm not worried. I just don't want big flakes shaking off, exposing the sandbags. But if it happens, I'll just make this thicker. Hopefully this is the last drought I'll have. Honest to goodness, people, this thing will fill up one day, all in one day, all the way to the top of the drive. This will all be a lake. And I know it doesn't look like it now. Maybe never. I don't know. It could be at the end of times. Who knows? But I'm going to give myself, I went from a D. I'm going to give myself there's a potential there. I'm going to give myself a B+, maybe even an A-. Now you put down in the things if you think I deserve a lower grade than that, but that looks very much like the rock walls around here, and I think that'll be just fine once it's all filled up. Tomorrow I have this thing. This will take a lot longer. First I have to get the mesh on and anchored in. So I found a bunch of these tent stakes. I'm going to tent stake it all around. And then I'll get in there with a saw and I'll cut it wherever it's sticking out. Run screws in it. Rebar. I don't know, people. This is much more hard work to stucco than that was. Oh, one more thing. Note to self. There might be a spray-on some kind of a adhesive, mortar adhesive assistant. Look around, try to find something that'll make mortar stick better. Stucco stick better. That would be helpful for these bags that might sit out for a while before I can get to them. There'll be dust on them and whatnot. So something to assist the water. But there's tomorrow's project.